Kia ora, I'm Erin J. Doyle. Welcome to my channel and day 1 of NaNoWriMo 2021, and also the day in which we find out who has won the New Zealand Bird of the Year competition. And I've just checked, our winner is the long-tailed bat. We are not surprised by this result. It's the first year that the bat has been allowed to enter the competition, so obviously we all voted for him. I know I did. Okay, so aside from that, I've been at work all day. It's just gone 5. I've had 3 meetings, one of which wasn't meant to happen. It was just that half the people in the second meeting were working on a separate project and we just kept talking after everyone else left, so it kind of either it was like one double meeting or 2 meetings. I don't quite know how you would count it, but at any rate, it is now it's 5:30 and I'm tired. This is one of the issues with a standing desk, is that you don't just get kind of tired because you've been at work all day, you get tired because you've been on your feet all day. And of course it's also my writing desk. Pros and cons: it also prevents my back hurting, so it's fine, but rather than going straight on to writing, I'm going to have a sit. I'm also going to eat a sandwich. You didn't need to know that though, huh? It's after 7 and I'm only just starting, really. Anyway, so what I have done is go through the spreadsheet which I've previously shown you, and I've made a super basic list of things that I need to fix. So I have just listed the names of the chapters that I need to revisit for developmental edits, so I can just tick those off as they're done. I've got writing chapter 2 because it doesn't currently exist. I kind of realised that there needed to be an extra chapter, so I need to do that. Editing the first chapter because I know that I have over foreshadowed, not really foreshadowed, just sort of basically told you what's going to happen, so that needs to be tidied up. And then I just have a list of 1 through 19 little fixes that are needed. Again, these are specified in the spreadsheet. And then the 1 through 18 chapters where I have no main event. Again, refer to spreadsheet video. The reason I wanted this written down instead of just working directly on the spreadsheet is because as I make the changes, hopefully the spreadsheet will just look tidier and tidier, but this won't give me a mark of where I started. It'll only have a where I'm up to kind of thing. So this way I have a list of like, this is what I need to actually achieve this month, and I can tick it off, and the details are in the spreadsheet so they don't need to be on here. So I've done that, which is procrastination 100%. I have donned my seashell necklace, which I will show you up close without it being around my face. So this is a seashell necklace, obviously made of wood, that I bought in Saint-Jean-Pied-de-Port when I walked the Camino the first time. I stopped at the pilgrim's office where you get your credential or your pilgrim's passport, and then I started walking and I passed a shop that just sells like stuff for pilgrims, and these were by the counter, and I picked one up and it was like, now I am a pilgrim, I am anointed with a seashell. And the second time I walked the Camino, exactly the same necklaces were on the same counter in the same shop. I have never met another pilgrim who has worn ones. They're obviously kind of rare, even though they've been available for sale for more than a year straight by the time I walked the second Camino. Anyway, so this is my thing that I started wearing the day I started the journey. Many years ago now, so it seemed like the appropriate necklace to wear. And now I need to kind of get on with it. I am starting with editing of, I think it's chapter 42. My chapters aren't actually numbered that way, so I have to think about it. So this is the chapter where the bad thing happens, and this is the chapter that's probably the most personally harrowing to me, because this is the one that's like almost 100% true. So we're just gonna do it. I had chocolate, but I ate it. So now I'm down to like vegetables and beer. So, you know, if it gets really bad, I can always just get liquid, but that's not where we're going to start. So here we go. This is one of my like pet peeves of the English language in general, or writing about travel or something. So my character is following a road. She is following arrows painted on the road, and then those yellow arrows lead her down a side road, and I feel like I'm saying things like follow and led and road far too many times in this sentence. That was not a direct quote of the sentence, like I can write better than that, but it's still like, how do you not be repetitive? Like, follow the road until you take the side road. Fewer details, perhaps. Something that I'm doing while I'm writing this is being a little bit heavy with my use of page breaks. My brain just didn't want to give me the word then. And what's happening basically is that everything that's happening in this chapter is real. It is from my life. But of course my memory is imperfect. I don't remember everything that happens, so it's kind of like, here's an important memory, page break, here's an important memory, page break, and that's not really good storytelling. Like, you kind of need to link stuff together. But I kind of wonder if, look at the camera, Erin. I'm wondering if, because of the nature of the scene, if it's okay, like if a character's going through something that's big emotionally, maybe having their experience be fragmented is okay. I mean, to a degree. It's not like it's, you know, multiple page breaks within one page. It's just maybe 4 or 5 within a chapter, which may be too many when it's not a very long chapter. I don't know. Like, am I doing something artistic and interesting, or am I just being a lazy storyteller? I don't know. Anyway, it's been an hour and I have done, what am I up to? Okay, so I started on page 293 and I'm up to page 303, which isn't too bad for an hour's work editing, and I am at this point doing line edits. Like, this chapter, it's all there. I don't think I need to introduce anything like character-wise. The developmental edits I think are kind of done. It's just making sure that I've kind of made it clear, and some of the stuff that I'm trying to make clear is kind of difficult, like, you know, that question of, am I being artistic and communicating the character's kind of fragmented experience of the day, or am I being lazy? But also things like, when the bad thing happens, the character experiences, I guess it was shock when it was me. So the thing happens, and then when it happened to me, I didn't actually respond. Like, the thing happened and I was just like, oh, okay. And it wasn't for probably about 5 to 10 minutes before I got upset. And I'm trying to have my character do the same thing. So she does exactly what I did in that 5 to 10 minutes before I had the emotional reaction to the event. But in those minutes I wasn't aware that I was in shock. I was just doing things that needed to be done. And so my character's not thinking that she's in shock. Have I communicated that that's what's happening? Does she just look like a heartless bitch? I don't know. But I want that delay because that's real, right? Like, you don't always react the way that, you know, TV tells us people react. Like, things happen and you're not prepared, so you don't react. You have to process it. You have to kind of, I don't know what you have to do. But that's what my character is kind of going through, and I'm just trying to like make it work. But anyway, I've got through the horrendous part where the dialogue is true. I have now moved past that, and the only thought I do have is that I might be low on speech tags, but it is a conversation between two people, and it's very evident who the two people are because one is saying a lot because they know about what's happened and the other one is just listening. So it's really just like mostly a monologue with one person periodically going, oh, okay, yeah, and that's I mean, that's not exactly what's happening, but it's kind of what's happening. So I think when I'm reading it, it's evident who's speaking because one person is informing the other. So there's no kind of, hang on, it's, you know, who's been talking moment. But, you know, maybe I'm wrong. So I think that's probably the only issue that dialogue section may have, is that maybe it's not clear who's talking. But I want to keep dialogue tags and things minimal, because even though I think you do generally ignore things like he said, she said, they're there, and I would prefer this to just be the naked words. But I think I've done it. I think. We'll see. I might just make a point of asking beta readers, like, do you know who's talking in this conversation? Because it's also quite a long conversation. I think it goes over 3 pages of dialogue, more or less. Anyway, so that's what I've done so far today. I haven't finished this chapter. I should put on my glasses instead of just like scowling at the screen trying to decipher it. So what did I say? I was up to 303. Well, it looks quite nice when you're scrolling and it just keeps going. Yeah, like what I was saying before about the breaks, like I actually just have one paragraph and that's it. And that's a legitimate thing to do. Like, you could have a page break and have like one word and then another page break. I don't think there are any rules on this. But of course you worry. Like, is that a crutch or an artistic choice? Oh, I judge myself. Okay, so I've got I've got 2 pages left to go. Okay, I'm going to edit those 2 pages and I will have done this chapter, and then I'll call it a day because it's now 8:30. There are so many typos in this, like there's like no glaring mistakes, just lots of little typos, like set instead of seat. And I'm like, ooh, you can tell I was upset when I wrote this, or in a hurry or something, 'cause it's like a little bit incoherent. That's fine. Everything's fine. Oh god. Somebody says a thing towards the beginning of the book. It never gets brought up again. Then towards the end of the book, the main character quotes that person, but only to themselves. Do I need to tell you who she's quoting or remind you of the context of the thing? God, the eternal struggles. Okay, so I am literally writing a conversation between my main character and her mother. My character's mum has just said, like, "Are you okay?" And I go, question mark, you know, in quotation marks, her mum asked. And then my phone screen, like right in front of me, lights up, message from my mum, "Are you okay?" No, I'm an emotional wreck. And I don't have enough chocolate. Hang on, I have to talk to my mother for a moment. And now we turn the phone upside down so she doesn't distract us again before we get to the end of the chapter. Sorry, Mum. I think I just finished the chapter. Yeah. Da 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 da. Ticking chapter off list. So I've edited 2,867 words, finished this chapter, can start tomorrow with the next. I think the next chapter should be easier because it's not so true to life dialogue heavy. We'll see. I'm gonna call it for today because even though I'm actually feeling quite good, I could totally keep going. It is 10 to 9 and I have work in the morning. So I think it's time to just rest now. So I've cracked a beer. I'm sad that I ran out of candy. I may have to eat Nutella on toast. It's probably like the closest to candy I have in the house. But yeah, I'm going to go do that and edit this video, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.